So when my son Daniel was little, he used to mix up his words a lot. So he'd say, he instead of she, or he'd say here instead of there. And honestly, he still does it sometimes. But, he would do that all the time, and his little brother would correct him, and it was just kind of par for the course. And I remember this one day when it was one of those crazy mom of young kids days, and I had a million things to do, and I remember I had to drive down to pick up my brother's dog. I was watching my brother's dog for the weekend, and so I threw the kids in the car, and my dog was in the car, and now we're driving back up, and so my brother's dog is in the car, and it's snowing, I remember, so you're driving in the snow, and I was kind of rushing, like I had whatever the heck I had to do next, and I was trying to get home, and I'm thinking about stuff, and all of a sudden, from the back seat of the car, I hear Daniel's little voice say, "When are we going to be here?" And Max immediately starts to correct him. "No, Daniel, it's there. When are we going to be there?" And I said, "You know what, Max? I actually think Daniel asked the right question. When are we going to be here? When are we going to get to stop the, what am I doing next, and be here now?" And it's hard. It's hard with our crazy lives. It's hard because there's so much to do. Our society is such a doing society. What did you do today? What do you do for work? What did you get done? And we're so, what do I have to do tomorrow? It's the society we live in. But it's not very good for us. And really the question is, how can we come back to the present moment and be grounded here now, right? And the best way I know how to do that is through breath. Now, when I talk about breath with my clients, a lot of people are like, ugh, I hate that. Even my father, I was talking to him about this. He said, "Oh, I hate breathing." I really did? You hate breathing? He's like, "Well, I hate thinking about my breath." And I get it. I do. Breathing, especially for those of us who've had any kind of trauma, or certainly PTSD, breathing, I once asked one of my clients who had diagnosed PTSD to take a deep breath, and she literally laughed at me. She was like, "Yeah, no, that's not going to happen." It's hard. It's actually a lot for us to take a deep breath, which speaks to the incredible power of being able to take a deep breath. Now, so really, all you have to do, you don't have to do anything, but all you could do is simply think about the breath you're taking right now. Just think about it. Just notice it. Put your attention to it. You will find that simply thinking about the breath you're taking now deepens your breath. It's just an automatic response. When we think about our breath automatically deepens. We don't even have to try to take a deep breath. It just happens. So really, if there's really all you have to do, just think about your breath. Think about 5 breaths that you're taking. They will automatically deepen. And here's the cool thing about your breath. When you think about your breath, you're not thinking about a breath you took yesterday, and you're not thinking about the breath you have to take tomorrow. You are thinking about this breath right now. And you're in your body. So boom, there you are, you're grounded. And it is the fastest way and the most effective way I know to come and be here now. Now, there's a lot of things that deep breathing does. It stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our relaxation nervous system. So it immediately is relaxing. It does, there's a huge list. It helps our immune system, it helps our waist system, it massages our organs. There's all sorts of things taking a deep breath does really quickly. And then over long term, if you have a practice of deep breathing, you gain all sorts of benefits from that, including getting much better at being here now. So I'm just going to give you one more quick image. If you do want to deepen your breath at all, or make sure you're kind of doing it right, right. But I'm going to give you an image to play with. And that image is of a balloon. Now, not a round balloon, but one of those balloons that's kind of pear-shaped, you know, it's like bigger on the bottom but it goes up too. And then when you blow it up, you know, it kind of fills up from the bottom and then the top fills up. Well, I want you to imagine that you have a balloon shaped like that inside your torso. So there's this bigger part on the bottom and then kind of comes up, and then the taller part comes up into your chest. And when you inhale, that balloon fills up, kind of, again, from the bottom to the top. And then when you exhale, that balloon deflates, right? So when you inhale, everything expands 360 degrees. Your belly expands and your rib cage expands to the front, to the sides, to the back. Everything expands and then everything deflates on the exhale. Now, here's the key. The key is actually the exhale. We love to inhale. We love it. It makes us feel, but really, especially when you're talking about relaxation, there is nothing like a good exhale. And, you know, it's a sigh, really, like, you know, you sort of let it out. So, and just another really quick thing, if you ever have anxiety attacks, if you're one of those people who are prone to anxiety attacks, or you know someone who is, and they feel like they can't breathe, that I can't breathe, what they're not doing is exhaling. They're actually only breathing in. So if that's you, or if that's someone that you know, encourage yourself or encourage them to take a nice big exhale. And anytime we're feeling anxious, we can really think about our exhale, and it will help us calm everything down and let go of what it is we're anxious about. So, so think about your breath. 5 breaths. 5 breaths. Easy, simple. It will change your whole day. Your whole day. Simply think about, deepen, put that balloon in, 5 breaths. And enjoy. And have a wonderful day. My name is Beth Sabo Novik. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.